Well, first of all, we have gained 100% visibility on our cash globally. And believe me or not, we've had that for 10 years now, so I think we were quite ahead of the curve. Then once we have the visibility of our cash, we have a very clear picture of our structure, so we could really select our banking partners with really having a good balance between wanting to minimize the number of banking partners to have easy implementation and connections with the ERP or with the banking systems, etc. Cash visibility is of course easier, and on the other hand we balance that with having to reward our credit providers, managing our counterparty exposure on a global level, and wanting to really have the best bank in each country. So we have restructured our banking group. Then we have a very great focus at rationalizing our bank accounts, eliminating obsolete or redundant bank accounts. This is very clear when we get to acquire companies. Typically, we really scrap at least half of their bank accounts away just because we have agreements with our banks which make unnecessary to have foreign currency bank accounts in most of the instances, for instance. If we look at the size of just Honeywell in Europe, of the last 10 years, we've made 20 acquisitions. Those 20 acquisitions have made us inherit from 1,000 bank accounts. From those 1,000 bank accounts, well, if you look at how many bank accounts do we have now compared to 2002, it's just the same level. So we can say that we have grown organically, entered 16 countries, made 20 acquisitions, inherited 1,000 bank accounts, and we are back. We have had the same number of bank accounts globally. And eliminating bank accounts is really a huge saving cost. If you think $1,000 per year in maintenance fee, banking fees, audit, reconciliation, you know, it's really important metrics. And then once you have done this, then we have a cash concentration process. So we concentrate the cash mainly to the in-house bank via cash pools in the local countries, then a sub-layer of cash pools to really bring it to the in-house bank. And from there, we have an easy way to mobilize money, deploy it for acquisitions, for any requirement we may have, and of course to invest it. So then we can invest in a very professional manner because it takes place at an in-house bank. We have systems, we invest via bidding platforms, and all this is integrated into our treasury management system. So this allows to have a really very good liquidity for all our entities. They don't have to care about. Most of them are just automatically funding via the cash pool at very attractive cost, obviously. The ones that are cash rich get very good return, much better return they would have if they would invest locally. And from a global corporate perspective, we have access to our cash whenever it is deployable and whenever we can move it in a tax efficient manner. So I think this is very step-by-step approach, and if we look at the complexity of Honeywell, I think it's quite impressive because just in the EMEA region, to focus on that one, we are talking about 46 countries, over 330 affiliated companies. So you imagine the complexity that we are managing. So that's the real, I would say, the framework that we've used to manage our liquidity.